Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog is Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down at Pine Ridge. Well, Abner's still having his troubles trying to keep peace in his family since his father's come to live with him. He has to keep shuttling the old man back and forth between his home and the store so that he won't get on either Elizabeth's or Lum's nerves too much. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library. Grandpappy Spears is reading his favorite book, the Almanac. Listen.
Example number 17.
Uh-huh.
Abner, are you sure you're listening to this?
Grandpap, I've told you 50 times I got work to do.
Well, this is interesting, though.
Cradle
You can learn something from this. There's a whole page here in the Almanac telling how to write different kinds of business letters.
I don't care what it tells. I've got to get these groceries straightened out before Lum gets back here.
Example number 17.
Oh,
Messrs. Park and Chislehurst, Washington
Park
Place.
and Chislehurst? Who are they?
Abner, how can I read this to you if you keep interrupting me all the time?
I never asked you to read me nothing.
Well, all right, then, just keep quiet. Messrs. Park and Chislehurst, Washington Place, Boston, Mass.
Oh, my goodness.
Dear sirs, please send me by express the following goods. 12 yards of green gauze, 12
Green
yards...
gauze? Now, what in the world do you want with 12 yards of green gauze, Grandpa?
Want none.
What are you ordering it for, then?
Abner, if you just pay attention to
Are
me
you
once, you
going
know
to
what I'm
decorate
doing.
your
here.
house up for a party and you ain't invited me to it?
For a party?
When's it going to be?
I don't know nothing about no pigeon-toed party. This is just something I was reading here in the Almanac.
Oh, well, read it to yourself then, 'cause I told you I'm busy. I want to get this all did, Grandpap, 'cause Papa's coming down here pretty soon. It's hard to work when he's around here.
Oh, he's coming down. Good.
Yeah.
How is old Phinius now?
Oh, pretty good, I reckon.
How's him and your woman getting along this time?
Well, a heap better than I ever expected. Of course, I try to keep him out of the house for the time so that he won't get on Elizabeth's nerves too much. That's why I told him to come down here today for a while.
Yeah, see, you know, I believe Phinius has changed, Abner.
Changed.
I'll admit, I never used to get along with him too good, but I sort of like him now. Enjoy having him around, sort of.
Well, I'm proud to hear it. Now, let me get to work here now. Don't bother me no more,
No,
Grandpa.
I wouldn't bother you. It's one thing I never do is bother nobody.
Uh-huh.
I just go along my own way, tend to my own business. Folks never hardly know I'm around, even.
Uh-huh.
It's curious, folks don't think I'm a hermit the way I keep to myself. See, where's I at now? Oh, yes, green gauze, 12 yards, 24 yards of gingham. 14 pair of 6-button gloves.
14 pair of 6-button gloves.
Yeah. Lavender color, size 6 and 1/4.
I doggies, you're up to something now, Grandpap, ordering such stuff as that.
Abner, I told you I'm just reading examples of good type business letters here.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. Excuse me.
Yeah, this is some handy stuff to know, too. Never can tell when you're going to have to write a business letter like this.
A letter ordering green gauze and lavender gloves.
Well, no, not necessary. Not them exact articles. You could change it to, well, yeller gauze and pink gloves, or, well, most anything.
Yeah, I reckon so. I don't want to hear no more about it. Wait a minute. There comes Papa up out there now. Doggies, I ain't half done with my work, just on account of you.
Well, I can entertain him for you, Abner. Me and him's old friends now.
Well, I'll sure appreciate it if you will, Grandpap. I'll tell you that.
It's a warm one today,
Yeah, come on in, Papa. Milford's here, and you and him can...
Yeah, I'm sorry you couldn't get here quicker, Abner, but I thought I'd better dry the breakfast dishes for Elizabeth.
Yeah, well, you got here quick enough, Papa. Milford's here, and
I thought I'd better dry the dishes for Elizabeth. He would have been here quicker if I hadn't have done that.
Yeah.
Abner, I think that was your ring a minute ago.
I know what I'm going to
Oh,
right
for
now.
the land's sakes, Milford Spears. Never seen you sitting there. Abner, why didn't you tell me Milford was here?
Well, I was trying to tell you, Papa, but you just... wait a minute. I better answer that. You talk to Milford for a minute here.
How are you anyways, Milford? That boy of mine don't ever tell me nothing.
Hello, jot him down, store and
Sit
library.
right down
Abner
here,
Peabody
fine
doing
old
the
boy.
talking.
Tell me all about yourself.
Yes, Mom?
Yes, my goodness. You've lost weight, ain't you,
Yes,
Milford?
just say, would you fellers be quiet here? I can't hear nothing. What is it now?
No, I ain't lost no weight. I've
Oh,
just
yeah, he's here, Charity.
trimmed
Just
myself
a
down
minute.
to where I'm all muscle now.
Yeah, Grandpap, here, this is for you. It's your woman, Charity.
Oh, I reckon what she's wanting. Excuse me a minute, Phinius.
Yes, sure. Say, tell your woman hello for me, will you?
Listen, Papa, I've got quite a bit of work to do
Well,
here.
fine. That's fine. I'll help you.
Yeah,
no,
hello,
no.
Charity. What else you want?
You just sit there and visit with Milford.
Uh-huh.
Get you a book and read it there or
Yes,
something.
I can't hear you, Charity. There's too much jabbering going on
Oh,
here.
excuse us, Grandpap. Just sit there and rest. You can read
Yes,
that
I
book.
will.
Well, I can't come home now, Charity. We'll just leave them sacks of potatoes where they're at. And I'll tell you where to stack them later on when I get home. Well, it won't hurt them none to sit a while. Wait a minute, Charity. Abner, come here a minute.
What's the matter, Grandpa?
Just look what your papa's doing.
Huh?
Look, he's got hold of my almanac there.
Well, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Besides, that ain't your almanac. That belongs to our library here.
Well, yeah, I know,
This
but
is
I'm
a
always
free
doing it.
public library, ain't it?
Yeah, I reckon it is.
Here,
Yeah,
are you
sure.
done talking on the phone?
Huh?
If you are, don't leave a receiver dangling there.
Reese? Oh, yeah. I was talking, wasn't I?
Oh, I mean, looks like I'm the only senseless one around here.
Hello, Charity. Huh?
Sit
Well,
your
just
mouth.
a minute now.
He makes talking on the phone.
Oh, all right. I'll be home right away. Pretty soon. Yes, I will. Uh-huh. Goodbye.
Say, Abner, look at the... Here's an interesting thing here that tells different examples of business letters.
Oh, yeah, I know
Look
it
at
does,
this.
Papa.
Example number 17. Messrs. Park and Chiselhurst.
Yeah, that's nice, Papa.
Washington Place, Boston.
Awful interesting.
Dear sir,
Charity wants you to come
Please.
home, Grandpa.
please send me by express the following goods.
If that ain't disgusting.
12 yards of green gauze,
Disgusting. Abner, can I see you for a second over in the corner?
See me.
24
Yeah.
yards of gingham.
Well, sure, I reckon. Papa, will you excuse us for a second?
Yes, sure. This is interesting here. That's 14 pair of 6-button gloves, lavender color, 6 sizes.
What you want, Grandpap? I thought you was supposed to go right home.
Well, I am going, but first I wanted to warn you.
Warn me.
Yeah, I don't general poke my nose into other folks' business. But you and Lum are going to go bankrupted if you ain't careful.
Bankrupt? What are you talking about anyway?
Why, you're Papa natural. Folks are going to quit trading here if they have to listen to him droning on there all the time, reading that idiotic junk out loud, carrying on.
Is that what's bothering you?
Well, it ain't bothering me, but it'll bother your customers.
Oh, my.
I tell you that right here and now. They ain't going to put up with that pigeon-toed prattle-prattle.
Well, now, wait just a minute, Grandpap. When it comes to reading out loud in here, I
I'll
don't...
tell you, you're on the verge of ruination if you don't put a stop to that. The most tiresome, aggravating one thing I ever listened to.
Well, Grandpap, you do the same identical things yourself.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Why, I don't do no such a thing.
Why, Lord me alive, I've sat here time and again and listened to you read out that almanac till I might nigh went plumb crazy insane.
Oh, I might have read you some little article out of it once or twice, but I always picked out something interesting. Not that no-count spavined-legged junk he's reading there.
Wait a minute, I believe that's all right. More like this Charity calling back here.
I'm just telling you these things for your own good, Abner.
Don't be... hello, jot 'em down, store and library. Oh, hello, Elizabeth. Yeah, Papa's here. Oh. Yeah, well, just a minute, I'll let you talk to him. Hey, Papa.
Also, send pattern and
Papa?
black satin.
Papa.
What is it, son?
Elizabeth wants you to tell her where you put the coffee pot when you got done drying it over there today.
Why, I put it right... Yeah, let's see.
Well, here, you take the receiver. You tell her here.
I'll tell her.
Step right up there.
Hello. Who is it? Oh, it's Elizabeth, Abner.
I know it is. I know that's who it is. Go on and talk to her.
Oh, yes, I will. Hello, Elizabeth. What is it? Coffee pot. Well, let's see now. Where did I put... wipes it. I recollect that. Then, let's see.
Grandpap, I thought you was supposed to get on home.
I was. I'm going directly.
Well, what are you sitting down there for again, then, for?
Coffee pot.
I've got to rest first. That's a long ways home.
Oh, my
Well,
goodness.
try
Back up for a
looking
good
in
start.
the china closet, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And if it ain't there, try the ice box. Or maybe, Yeah, that's a good idea. You find it. It's right there somewhere, so I know that. Yeah. Goodbye.
Well, here's something interesting, Abner.
Grandpap, now you better get on home.
See, it tells you how to write business letters here. Example number 17.
Huh?
Messrs. Park and Chiselhurst.
Oh, my goodness.
Washington Place, Boston. Dear sir.
Listen, Grandpap, your woman
Please
wants you to
send
come
me
home.
by express the following goods. 12 yards of green gold.
Grandpap.
24 yards of...
Wait a minute, Papa. Where about you going?
Oh, I'll see you later, Abner. I gotta be going.
Well, here, wait a minute, Papa. You're supposed to stay here with me today.
Well, I know it, son, but... I can't stand to sit here and listen to that varmint read out loud. That gets on my nerves something. What?
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, yesterday Abner decided it was a good policy to bring his father down to the store to keep him out of Elizabeth's way and also out of trouble. But the old man and Grandpappy Spears made such an issue over reading the almanac aloud to each other that Abner quickly abandoned that policy. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library discussing the almanac affair. Listen.
You mean your papa and grandpap was actual fighting over the almanac?
Well, they weren't actual fist fighting. They never clinched with one another or dared one another to Indian wrestle or nothing like that. But both of them want to get their hands on that book.
Well, and read it out loud, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
For pity.
That was the comicalest part of the whole thing. One of them would get hold of a book and start reading some uninteresting thing out loud, and then the other would stand around and sulk.
Yeah, I wish I could have been here. I'd have loved to saw that.
Yeah, well, the best part of it was, Lum, that they both read the same identical things and never even noticed.
I can believe that, all right. Neither one of them two old codgers ever listens to what anybody else is saying.
Oh, no, it was comical.
Wish we could ag them into a fist fight.
Oh, Lum, now don't start that now, 'cause they'll do it. Both
I'd
of them
love
are
to
just...
see them two square off at one another and scuffle.
No, they're ready teddies when it comes to a fight now. Either one of them two will go, I'll tell you that right now. But I just sat there and couldn't hardly keep a straight face. Both of them owe me.
How'd they final settle it?
Well, Papa give up and left. Said he couldn't stand to listen to a body... Wait a minute. Who's that fellow walking across the street there?
Huh?
That fellow right over there. See? You know who that is?
No, I don't know who he is. Never saw him before.
Me neither.
Just looks like some old tramp to me.
Yeah, he does. That's why I want to know his name.
What in the world do you want to know that for?
Well, it'd help to know a little something about him, his name, or where he come from, or what line of work he's in, or something.
What do you mean it'd help? Help do what?
Well, it'd help me think of something to say to him while we're sitting there.
Well, you're sitting where?
Over at my place, Lum, in the parlor.
In the parlor?
Yeah.
Well, you two ain't sitting in no parlor.
No, but we will be.
Well, for goodness sake, what are you talking about anyway?
Well, Lum, after a feller's at supper with you, you can't just ignore him, can you? You got to at least try to make some kind of talk with him.
Well, natural. That's the only polite thing to do.
Well,
but...
I'm polite, too.
Well, what's that got to do with you and that stranger over there across the street? You surely ain't aiming to invite him home to take victuals with you, are you? You don't even know his name.
I know it, but I bound you he'll be there.
Well, how'll he get there?
Papa.
Huh?
Papa'll drag him home. I know he will.
Oh, is he a friend of your papa's?
No, not I know of, but if Papa runs into him, gets to talking to him, why, he'll invite him home to supper just to show her the world. Might not every night he's been here, he's brung somebody home with him.
You mean just strangers he meets up with during the day?
Oh, yeah. Fact is, he don't even introduce them to me and Elizabeth. Might not know their name for all I know. Just says, here's a friend of mine. Slap an extra plate on the table, Elizabeth. Choke out a few more biscuits.
Granny, found you that's pretty aggravating to Elizabeth, ain't it? Having to feed an extra mouth at the last minute that way.
Well, yeah. Of course, Elizabeth, you know, she loves to have company as far as that goes, but she would like to know a little bit ahead of time.
Well, natural. Any woman would.
You know how proud Elizabeth is of her cooking. Just embarrasses her to death to have folks come in and not give her time to fancy things up a little, you know.
Well, why don't you just set your foot down? Put a stop to all this.
Well, I don't know. Hate to do it. Papa seems to enjoy it so much. Just loves to bring them fellers home with him the worst way.
Well, leastways you could tell your papa to give Elizabeth a little warning. Give her a chance to get some extra victuals cooked up.
I've told him that, Lum. Told him any number of times. But you know how forgetful he is. He always agrees with me, but he never does nothing about it. So I don't know what else to do. Can't throw fellers out of the house after they get there, whether you know 'em or not.
No, he couldn't hardly do that.
Rather throw a friend and some stranger I hadn't even met out.
Sure. Maybe you ought to keep your papa away from the barber shop. That's more than likely where he meets most of them fellers.
Well, if he didn't find 'em there, he'd find 'em somewhere else.
He ain't out looking for 'em, is he?
He must be the number he finds. If there's a stranger in town, Papa'll meet up with him. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, for an old feller, your papa gets around all right. I'll say that for him.
Yeah. I believe the last fella he brung home, I believe he said he met him at the post office. I don't know, somewhere.
Might have been the postman.
No, it wasn't. I asked him about that. All I recollect is that Papa liked him when he found out that they had so much in common, he said.
They had a lot in common, huh?
Oh, yeah, according to them.
Was they in the same line of work once, or did they have the same mutual friends or something?
No, it seems that in their talk they discovered that both of them had voted for McKinley.
Oh, Granny, that ain't much to have in common.
Papa seemed to think it was.
Well, if he brings home everybody that voted for McKinley, you're liable to have a house full over there.
He'll bring them home if they come to Pine Ridge. Bring McKinley, too. He'll bring anybody he meets home with him.
I suppose you had to sit there and listen to him talk about McKinley all evening.
No. Fact is, I don't believe they even mention him at all.
Well, what'd they talk about?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Well, what'd they do? Just sit there and stare at one another?
Well, see, quick as supper's over, why, Papa goes right on upstairs and goes to bed. Leaves me there to visit with his friend. You know, Papa don't even say good night to him. Fact is, by that time, I believe he's plumb forgot that he brung him home.
For goodness sakes. Don't sound like he thinks much of these friends he drags home.
He thinks a little of all of them, but you know Papa Lum, when his bedtime comes, he goes to bed. He says the night's made to sleep in, and he does it.
And then you have to sit there and talk to this stranger, huh?
Well, sit there and ask him how he's feeling. He says, fine. And there's a long pause, and he looks up and asks me how I'm feeling, and I say, fine. Well, then from there on, the conversation starts getting uninteresting, sort of.
That's where it starts getting uninteresting, huh?
Yeah, I'd say.
Well, I wouldn't say it was exactly breathtaking up to that point.
Well, I have heard better conversation, I'll admit.
Well, why don't you just give him some hints about going home? Get shut of him that way.
I do. Keep getting out my watch and winding it. Wound it so many times last night, I was afraid it was going to fly apart.
That didn't work.
No, I started yawning, turning the lamps down, unbuttoning my shoes and taking them off.
Well, surely that ought to have got the idea close to him.
Well, it did, sort of, but it just got him as far as the door. Taking him another good hour to say good night after I got the door open.
Oh, yeah, I know how that is. You stand there at the door wide open, the wind whipping through the house. And you're dying to have the folks leave, and they're just as anxious to get away, but for some reason or other, you just can't seem to work goodbye into the conversation.
I know. Me and that feller, they stood there saying, well.
Well.
Yeah, that's all I could think to say.
I don't know why humans do things like that. Stand there first on one foot and then on the other, twisting their hat around. Everybody smiling.
Oh,
there's the worst part right there, that smiling business.
Every time.
You know good and well everybody's actual sick and tired of seeing one another by that time.
Yeah, I know that's the way I get to feeling.
You'd think folks would have enough sense to go home. No, everybody's got to stand there trying to think of some smart remarks, and then they all laugh. Nobody thinks it's funny.
No. I doggies, if I ever build another house, I'm going to build a chute instead of a front door. They ever step in that there outside, I'll tell them that.
Right out to the front gate.
Doggies, sometimes I wish I was something besides a human.
Well, that's just about all people can be. I reckon I've always said that.
Well, I know one thing. When we get through with supper tonight, I don't... Wait a minute. There he goes again. Our supper guest. See him across the street there?
Oh, him.
I'd give anything to know just a little something about him. It's awful embarrassing to sit there and not be able to think of a thing to say.
Well, you might not have to put up with him tonight. I doubt if he'll be over at your place for supper.
Oh, he'll be there, Lum. I know he will. That's a cinch.
Yeah, but I don't see your papa over there talking to him nowhere. And it's getting on towards supper time now.
It don't take Papa long to get these things lined up, Lum. That feller'll be there. Don't worry about it.
I think you're just jumping at the conclusions now. That's what I think.
I ain't jumping at nothing. Conclusions or nothing else. I know exactly what's going to happen tonight. Doggies, I dread it, too.
Well, I think you're just getting yourself worked up over nothing at all here.
I ain't looking forward to sitting there in a parlor tonight with that stranger across the street there. Look at him lean again that hitching post there. You can tell by looking at him, Lum, he won't have nothing to say. He won't have as much to say as the feller did last night.
Abner, I don't think he's going to...
I don't just wait a minute. I believe I got an idea.
Huh?
Why don't you come home with me tonight, Lum?
Me eat over at your place, you mean?
Yeah, you can help me talk this fella. You're a good talker, Lum.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
Leastways, me and you could play a game of checkers while the feller's sitting there, and he
Well,
could...
now, wait, all you're doing is just putting another extra burden on Elizabeth.
Oh, she won't care much.
Besides, I've done been invited over to the Spearses for supper tonight.
Oh, you have, huh?
Yeah, I'd love to help you out, Abner, the worst way, but I promised Aunt Charity I'd be there.
Oh, sure, I understand. Well, it looks like I'll just have to battle it out by myself again.
That was our ring, I think.
I don't know. I never paid no mind to it. I'll see.
Yeah, answer.
Hello, jot 'em down, store and library. Abner Peabody doing the talking. Oh, yeah, Elizabeth. You're going where? Ladies' aid supper. Well, ain't I invited? Well, where are me and Papa going to eat then? He's going where? The Blevins is. Nor me. Well, didn't I get invited nowhere? Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah, well, I'll find something, Elizabeth. All right, goodbye.
Looks like that takes care of your big worries for tonight, don't it?
Huh?
I said it looks like that
Mom, you're taking supper over at the Spearses tonight, didn't you say?
Yeah.
Well, reckon you could sort of call up Aunt Charity and just sort of hint around that I ain't got no place to eat tonight.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. Especially not this late in the day.
No, I reckon not.
Wouldn't be polite, no ways.
Dad, blame it. All right, Doggies, wait a minute. Is he still over there?
Is who still over where?
That's right. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Still over there by the hitching post. Doggies, I'm in luck, too.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
I'm going over there and ask that fella if he'll go down to the restaurant with me tonight.
To the restaurant?
Yeah, I hate to eat alone. Doggies, I'll have to have somebody to talk to. I'll see you later, Lum.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Abner's plan of alternating his father between the store and home seems to be working out quite well for all parties concerned. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library. Abner is just finishing sweeping out. Lum is looking out of the front window.
Granny's, Abner, look at that weather out there. You know what we ought to do?
Huh?
We ought to close up the store and go fishing.
Go fishing?
Yes, sir. It's a shame to waste a day like this sitting around inside this.
Right, Doggies, that would be fun. Yeah, it's too bad we can't do it.
Well, why can't we do it? This is our store, ain't it?
Yeah.
We ought to be able to close it up if we want to. There ain't no law that says we gotta stay open, is it?
Well, no, leastways I never heard of no such a law.
Well, let's pack up some lunch goods and get on our way. Hit the road. Head for the open spaces. Get away from the city life that we lead. Get away from this hectic humdrum of it all.
Huh?
Don't be a slave to the machine age. Get back to nature. Put your feet on Mother Earth.
Put my feet on who?
Mother Earth. Come on, let's pack up some lunch goods and get going. Hurry up, let's not waste no more of this wonderful day.
Well, wait a minute now, Lum. We got to stay here, though. There's things to be did.
Well, we can do 'em tomorrow. Don't forget that old lettered saying of mine, never put off till tomorrow what you can do. No, it's the wrong one.
Huh?
Well, what is it we got to do today that's so important?
Well, for one thing, Papa's coming down to the store today.
Oh, him.
You know, you promised you'd let me bring him down here every other day so that I could keep him out of Elizabeth's way half the time.
Yeah, I know I did.
So it just looks like I'll have to stay here today.
Yeah, I reckon so. Well, I'll just have to find somebody else to go with me, it looks like. Let's see now, who can I get?
Well, Lum, Papa was sort of wanting to see you today, wanted you to be here. He's bringing his scrapbook down here.
You mean the history and main facts about the Peabody family and all its branches?
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, that ain't no reason for me to stick around here. Fact is, that's a good reason for leaving.
Yeah, but he run across some clippings in the scrapbook that he says that you'll be interested in. He wants to read them to you.
There's fear to that.
It'll break his heart if you don't listen to him long.
Yeah, but he never bothers to see whether you're listening to him or not. I don't know what difference it makes.
Well, Papa likes to think he's reading it to somebody. He does love to read that scrapbook.
I know.
It brings back the memories of the old days to him, I reckon.
Yeah, but Granny, just look at that weather.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I bound you, if you headed out towards the creek today, the fish would leap out of the water and meet you halfway.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Lum. Why don't you just wait long enough for him to just read one item to you?
One item takes him all day long.
Oh.
You know, if we could get somebody else for him to read this book to, that'd take care of him for the rest of the day, and then both of us could go fishing.
Yeah, I don't know who we could get, though, to listen to Papa that long. Besides, you got to be here to talk to Sister Simpson, too, Lum.
Talk to Sister Simpson?
Yeah, she's going to call back. There's some school board business. She said that you and her was appointed on some committee to get the schoolhouse painted during the summer vacate or something like that.
Oh, that. Well, that's all been decided on. Excepting what color to paint it.
Yeah, well, I believe that's what she wants to discuss with you.
Oh, there goes another 6 hours wasted.
Yeah.
That woman spends more time asking somebody's opinion on something when she knows good and well she wouldn't take nobody else's opinion on nothing.
Why, no, it don't do no good not to agree with her. I found that out.
It don't do no good to agree with her, neither. She argues either way.
Yeah, I know. Wait a minute. I believe I see Papa coming on there with his scrapbook. Yeah.
That's nice. I hope he's forgot his glasses.
What'd you say, Lum?
Nothing. And as I felt so good when I got up this morning, I thought this was going to be the most wonderful day of my life. Now look at it.
Well, Lum, you listen to the scrapbook and act interested, won't you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Don't worry.
Wait a minute. Here it comes. Here, come on in, Papa.
Yeah, good morning.
How do you do, Mr. Peabody? Proud to see you.
Morning. I got something to show you, Lum boy. You'll get a kick out of this.
Yeah, well, here, Papa, why don't you sit down the rocker here and just start reading it to Lum?
Yeah.
Here, let me help you, Papa. Yeah, Lum's awful anxious to hear this.
Abner, let's not overdo it.
You'll get a kick out of this, Lum boy.
You said that.
I just happened to run across it last night. You'll get a kick out of it.
Oh, I know I will.
You'll never guess who it's about either, Lum boy.
No, I ain't got the least idea, Mr. Peabody. Who is it about?
Yes, what's that?
I said, who is it about?
Why, let's see now. Who is this about? I can't recollect now. Yeah, I'll find it here in the jiffy, though.
Yeah, look for it there, Papa.
I run across it. I run across it last... Oh, that's pulled it. I ran across it last night when I was looking through the book here. And
Lum,
get a kick out
I
of it.
believe that was our ring. You might as well get it, because it's more like the Sister Simpson calling back anyway.
Oh, all right. May as well get it over with her.
Wait a minute.
He's just going to answer the phone, Papa. You go ahead and find the article you want to read. Look it up there now.
Yes,
Hello, jot 'em down, store and library. Lum Edder's talking.
Let's see, where is it?
Oh, yes, Miss Simpson. How are you? That's good. Yeah, Abner told me that.
Huh.
Well, yeah, red sounds like a good color to paint the schoolhouse.
Who's he talking to?
The little red
Sister
school.
Simpson, Papa, go ahead now and find what you want to read to him.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd rather make it white, go ahead.
Can't keep Lum waiting.
No, I ain't sticking up for red. No, white's fine with me. Ma? All right, Red then. Oh, me, here we go.
Yeah.
Have you found that article yet, Mr. Peabody?
Well, you can start reading along now, Papa, because all he has to do is just say uh-huh into the phone there once in a while to make Sister Simpson think he's still listening.
Uh-huh. Brown? All right, I'll vote for that.
And just keep looking for it.
No, I won't be disappointed if it ain't white. I never said red was my favorite color. Oh, for goodness sake. Go ahead, Mr. Peabody. Start reading.
Have you found it yet, Papa?
Listen to both of them.
I plumb forgot this was in here.
Huh?
There was a great man, son. A great man.
Who's that, Papa?
Tolliver Feldknap.
Yeah, Red's fine with me, Miss Simpson.
Tolliver Feldknap. Who was he, Papa?
Tolliver Feldknap was your uncle's brother on...
Yes, Mom.
Let's see now. Tolliver married Cleddy Hobbs's mama, and she was Clarissa Peabody before she married Horace. So that makes Tolliver your great second cousin.
Well.
No, that's see.
All right, make it brown then, Miss Simpson.
That isn't it.
Or white, I don't care.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know red's good. No, for pity's sake.
Anyways, Tolliver Feldknap was a great man.
Yeah. What'd he do that was so great, Papa?
I love white. Yes, love it.
Tolliver Feldknap was a great man, Abner. I told you.
I ain't got nothing against red.
He was one of the first men in the state of Arkansas. Well, wait, I'll read you this clipping about him.
Yeah, read it. What I had in a relates that was famous.
He was...
Either red or white, Miss Simpson.
Now, listen close, Abner. It's a long article.
Well, good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This was clipped from the old Pope Body Blade and Ledger in January 1889.
Well...
Miss Simpson.
Now, listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last week, the state of Arkansas experienced a total eclipse of the sun, and the big crowd turned out to witness the event.
Well, that'll be nice. I know Luke Abernathy's got his face painted that color. Looks awful nice.
Go ahead.
Among the first ones to see cure pieces of smoked glass and observe the eclipse were the following. Simon Tupper, Mrs. Laura Clardy, Fred Olbeck, Otto Vincent, Clem Johnson, Chuck Adams.
Wait a minute, Papa. I thought you was going to read to me about Tolliver Feldknap there.
Tolliver's name is in this article someplace. I'll come to it. It's Hob Clark, Jed Taylor.
Oh, my goodness.
I do nearly all of these folks.
Well, yeah, you got to paint the blackboard black. Chalk won't show if you don't.
Chick Harriman, Beaver Shaw, Mrs. D.K. Newton.
Yes, Miss Brown's wonderful.
Ernest Garfield.
Oh, for pity's sake. Abner, will you listen to Sister Simpson for a while? I'm getting wore out.
I got trouble enough of my own here, long.
Orville
Well, something's got to be done.
Ed Clay.
Well, I don't want to talk to her.
Why don't you just paint the steps red, then?
Killed by a runaway horse.
Tell her to paint it anything. Leave it unpainted.
Well, that's satisfaction with me. Anything you want to do.
You're going to be there all day. I'll tell you that right now.
You're chairman to the committee. I'll agree with anything you want to do.
Where is that about Tolliver? I can't...
You more likely want to paint it striped if you keep agreeing or disagreeing with her.
Abner, take this, will you?
I don't want to talk to her.
Waste our whole lives just listening to folks. Hi, Granny, wait a minute. I believe I got eyes. Say, Mr. Peabody, I hate to interrupt you, but there's somebody here on the phone that wants to hear that article.
There is?
Yeah, so get right up here and start reading it to them.
Oh.
And you better start right from the first, too.
Sure, natural. Hello. Last week, the state of Arkansas experienced a total eclipse of the sun.
I know that's a good idea.
Come on, let's go fishing. They're good for the day. Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
Aye, dog Islam, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, Store. This is Lum and Abner.
Let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the responsibilities of having his father visiting him are beginning to weigh quite heavily on Abner, and he has decided that the old man needs something to keep him occupied. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in the Jot 'em Down store and library. Abner is trying to launch a new plan which he has in mind. Listen.
Say, Lum, I was just sitting here thinking, wouldn't it be nice if me and you could have a little extra time off here once in a while?
Extra time off?
Yeah, I mean, well, for instance, if we had an extra hand around the store, why, maybe we could sort of get away for an afternoon now and then.
Oh, I get it. All right. Where is it you want to go today?
I don't want to go no place. Honest.
No use beating around the brash, Abner. Might as well come right out flat-footed with it.
Huh?
You and Grandpap fixing to go somewhere?
No, Lum, it ain't that. I just thought, well, it'd just be sort of nice to have an extra hand around the store here.
Well, we don't need no help. We get along all right. Besides, I don't know who we could hire. Everybody in town that's willing to work's got a job.
Yeah. Well, I believe maybe I know a fellow we might be able to get, Lum. He's sort of, well, retard, you might say.
Who is it?
I think he'd make us a good hand. He could do different stuff around the store.
Well, what's his name?
And you'd like him too, Lum. He's got a lot of good ideas about how to run stores and things like that. And he's friendly. Knows practical everybody in town. He ought to bring us a lot of business here.
Well, that's fine, but who is it? That's what I want to know.
Well, he ain't no rattle-brained kid of a boy neither. He's sort of settled down, you might say. Sort of belongs to the older crowd.
The older crowd?
Yeah, he'd get us all the older trade. I know he would.
Well, we've got all the older trade we want. What we need is a newer trade.
Well, Papa'll get that, too.
Papa? Wait a minute. Is that who you've been talking about all this time? Your papa?
Well, now that you bring up his name, Lum, I believe he would make us a good man here.
Now, just a second. Just stop right where you're at. That's one thing we ain't going to do is hire your papa. I can tell you that right now.
Well, Lum, all I meant was...
He practical runs the store as it is, and he don't even work for us. Think what it would be if we actually hired him.
Well, he wouldn't try to boss things around too much. I don't think, hardly.
He wouldn't be in here 5 minutes before he'd have the place full of bead bags and lightning rods and avocados. Hiring him would be just like taking a shortcut to the poorhouse.
Well, Lum, I've got to do something with Papa. I can't leave him over at the place with Elizabeth no more. And I ain't got time to follow him all over town and keep him out of trouble. So I just figured if we could give him a little something to keep him busy here, it'd be a good...
Yeah, I admit that'd be a good idea. He ought to have something to take up his spare time. And that's what he's got the most of right now.
Yeah, he's got a lot of time.
But we just can't have him around the store all the time. That's all there are to it.
Well, I don't know no other place we could find him a job. We was the only ones I could think of that might hire him.
Well, you could have illuminated us, too.
No, but it cuts that list down pretty much, don't it?
Yeah. Of course, there ought to be somebody that could use a feller like him. He's still pretty active and spry.
Oh, he's spry. That is, he's spry for a couple hours after breakfast. Then on, he sort of tapers off a little.
Well, maybe you could get him a morning job somewhere. Just work half days.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Reckon who needs just a half worker around here?
I don't know offhanded.
Now, maybe we could get him a job in the bakery making them half loaves that you're always talking about.
That I'm always talking about?
Yeah.
I never said nothing about half loaves.
You did, too. And you said they was good, too.
When did I say that?
Just the other day we was talking, and you said half loaves was better than some.
Oh, that. Well, that's just old lettered saying. Half a loaf is better than none.
Huh?
Don't mean they actually make half loaves.
Well, how do you know they're better, then?
Well, you don't have to bake a half a loaf to have one. You can just take a whole loaf and cut it in two.
Oh. Well, Papa could do that. He's good at cutting. You ought to see him swing that Civil War sword of his'n.
Well, he couldn't use a sword in a bakery.
Well, he could swing a bread knife just as well, You ought to see him cutting bread for Elizabeth over at the place. He just might not cuts clean through the breadboard. He's got that thing hacked up something wonderful.
Well, I'm just afraid he'd be too dangerous for her to be cutting bread over at the bakery.
Oh, he wouldn't hurt himself long.
Oh, I don't mean him. I mean he'd be too dangerous for the other workers there.
Oh. Well, let's see. Where else could we get him a job? Don't reckon Caleb needs another hand down there at the blacksmith shop, do you?
No, that'd be too hard work for your papa anyway.
Yeah. Might work him in down there at Luke Spears' lunchroom. Papa can cook, you know. He's done his own cooking for years.
Yeah, that wouldn't work out. Luke's woman does the cooking now, and I know good and well she wouldn't put up with your papa.
Oh.
One of them would throw the other out inside of 2 days.
Yeah. I think it'd be better to keep him out of that kitchen. She's an awful high-strung woman.
Yeah, it might even be good to keep him outdoors as much as you can. Fresh air would do him good.
Oh, well, let's see. Might deliver handbills for Will Spencer. No, Gomer Bates, he generally does that, though.
There's good money in selling magazine subscriptions from door to door, I've heard.
Yeah, but Papa's a little too old to go to college, Lum.
Well, you don't have to go to college after you sell magazine subscriptions.
You don't?
Of course not.
Well, what do you do? Just tell them that you never went?
No, they don't care whether you go to college or not. I don't think.
Oh, I don't think I'd want Papa to do that, Lum. I don't want him to take a chance on something that might be illegal.
Well, I think a job like that'd be too much walking anyways.
Walking to college, you mean?
No, I mean walking from door to door all day long.
Oh.
What he needs is a job like that in Grandpap Spears has got.
Delivering telegrams for Dick Huddleston?
Yeah. Of course, it ain't a big paying job.
No.
But it'd keep him busy.
Yeah.
I don't reckon he makes more than 60, 70 cents a year out of that.
Doggies, he ain't even $1 a year man, is he?
Not quite.
Make better money working for the government than that.
I don't know what kind of a job to suggest for your papa. There don't seem to be no special thing he's fitted for. If you just had a profession of some kind.
Profession?
Yeah, like a doctor, a lawyer, milkman, or something like that.
Yeah, that would help. I don't just see. Wait a minute. I know what we can do. Where's the almanac? Where is that almanac?
Almanac?
Yeah.
What do you want that for?
They got a list of jobs in there. The fella can learn. Hey, wait a minute. Here's a book. I'll show you where it tells about it. It's right in here someplace. I seen it just the
Oh,
other
you
day.
mean them advertisements for them correspondence schools?
I don't know what they're exactly. I seen them. Whereabouts did I see them things? I was right.
I can tell you. There's one on page 10.
Yeah, wait a minute. Here it is. Here it is right here. Look at there. A whole list of jobs right there. Look at that.
Well, I don't think none of them things would help your papa, though.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try. Some of these sound pretty good, too. I was reading them the other day. Just listen to this. Architecture, air conditioning, accounting, blueprint reading. Now, dog, is there something right there? Now, Papa will read anything.
Well, that's a different kind of reading, though. What they do is have to read diaphragms, I think.
Well, Papa don't care if it's down on paper. He'll read it.
That wouldn't be for him, though.
Well, he could take up boiler making here, or civils engineering. Now, there's something he knows a lot about, that civils engineering. He went clean through the war at the same time.
Well, civil engineering ain't got nothing to do with the Civil War.
Huh?
Just learns engineers how to be civil, that's all. Means being polite and such as that.
Oh, no, he's such ignorance. Yeah, let's see, what's that?
Abner, I tell you, you're just wasting your time looking in there.
Contracting and building, coal mining. Might get Papa a little shovel and let him dig a little coal.
There ain't no coal around here.
Oh, that's right. Wouldn't have to dig much. Just enough to keep him off the streets. We had some here and get somebody's coal bin, but I don't reckon it'd make money. Let's see here. What else could we get him?
Abner, you might just well stop reading that junk.
Cartooning. What's a cartooning, Lum?
Well, it just means boxing things up. Putting stuff in cardboard cartoons.
Well, Papa wouldn't like it. Railway postal clerk, radio operator, steam fitting. Oh, doggy, that's silly. How can you fit steam?
Well, we got ways of doing it.
Oh, prattle, prattle.
More than likely tells about it in the correspondence course. They'll just take 2 pieces of steam. Or no. I don't know exactly how they do it.
Maybe
they fit 'em.
They might sack it up first.
I mean, you might just as well forget that book, 'cause your papa never could make no money out of none of them jobs, no way.
Why, he could done it. Says right here in black and ink that lots of fellers has made big successes out of their sales overnight. Well, Harvey L. Chester's one of them, in fact.
Who?
Harvey L. Chester of Des Moines, Iowa.
Name? Chester.
He writes, after taking one of your fine courses, I triple my salary in 2 weeks.
Celery. Oh, salary.
Huh?
Well, I do know.
Arnold Colton of Quincy, Illinois, is now making $60 a day in his spare time.
$60?
That's what it says right here. It says it
Let me
right
see
there.
that book for a minute.
Yeah, look at it. That's a good thing. Just look at that picture of Clyde D. Alberts of Terre Haute, Indiana. You can just tell he's a big success.
Oh, yeah. Look at that high collar he's got.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Hey, look at here, Lum. He made $22,000 last year just working evenings.
Strange. Let's see that.
Evenings? He might have been a burglar.
What do you have to do here, anyway? It says, simply check course or courses desired and mail to the following address.
You have to mail in the whole book?
No, you just tear out this page here. Let's see here. What would be a good one to check?
I see. That there looks pretty good, that air conditioning there.
Yeah, that's a good one. Believe I'll check mechanical engineering.
Yeah, sounds good.
Now all we got to do is just tear it out and send it in.
Yeah, wait a minute, so what about Papa, Lum? Don't you think we ought to check one of them things off for him, too?
Oh, he won't have time for none of this stuff.
Well, why won't he?
Because you'll be so busy conditioning air, and I'll be so tied up engineering mechanicals, your papa will have to run the store. Hurry up, Abner. Get this thing sent in. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Aye, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, yesterday, Lum and Abner decided that it would be a good idea to get some kind of a job for Abner's father to keep him busy and out of trouble. And so far, they haven't been able to find anything for him. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in Jot 'em Down store and library. Lum is just entering.
Hey, Abner, where's your papa? I believe I got some good news for him.
Oh, hello, Lum. Papa, he stayed home today.
Well, get him down here, 'cause I think I found a job for him.
Job? Well, good for you. Good for Papa. Hooray,
I
hooray.
was talking to Walt Bates this morning. He says there's an opening over there at the war plant.
The war plant?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feared that'd be too heavy work for Papa.
No, not this job. All he has to do is just sit there and keep time.
Keep time? They got a band over there now?
A band?
Yeah, who is the Pine Ridge Silver Cornet Band?
They ain't got no band over there. I know.
Oh, who they got, the Macmillan boys with their mandolins?
They ain't got no music of no kind.
Well, what do they want somebody to keep time for then if they ain't got no music to keep time too?
Well, this is a different kind of timekeeping.
Oh, well, I was wondering if they'd actually pay money to have a feller sit there and stomp his foot all day. Of course, Papa'd have been good at that, though. You ought to see him when we turn a graphophone on there at home. He just might nigh stomps his foot clean through the floor there.
Well, all he'll have to do on this job, just look at a clock and check the workers with a pencil when they go by.
Check the workers with a pencil?
Yeah.
Don't they get mad?
I don't mean he makes checks right on them. He just writes on a piece of paper when they come to work and when they go to lunch and all that.
Well, can't they tell what time they get there themselves?
Abner, I ain't got time to explain this to you now. We've got to work fast to get this job for your papa.
Oh.
Job like this don't stay open very long.
Yeah, well, that's a soft one. I'll say that. Just sitting there telling what time it is. I wouldn't mind that myself.
No, we gotta hurry up and get your papa's application in.
How?
Only reason we got a chance is that I'm the only one in town that knows there's going to be an opening over there.
17 minutes after 9.
Huh?
22 minutes to 8.
For goodness sakes, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just practicing. Doggies, I believe I'd be good at that job. 11:62.
Abner, we're getting this job for your papa, not you.
Oh.
Now, hurry up and get him down here so he can fill out this application here.
Oh, you got one of them there with you, huh? Let's see it, Lum.
No, just call your papa. We ain't got a minute to lose.
Oh, all right. I'll call him.
Get on that phone.
Yeah, I'm getting on him. Get Papa down here quicker than a stroke of grease lightning.
Well, hurry up, because I think Walt will keep this timekeeper's job open for him if we'll hurry.
Yeah, well, I know Papa'll just be tickled to death to get... hello? Elizabeth, this is your man, Abner. Will you send Papa down the store here right away? Huh? Where'd he go? Oh, he ain't, huh? Yeah. Well, if he shows up there, why, tell him to scoot down here right away. Yeah, tell him it's important. All right, Elizabeth. Goodbye.
Has he went, Summers?
Yeah, he never told Elizabeth where he's going. No telling where he's going to, neither.
Granny's, that's bad.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what we better do. We better fill out this application for him. Leastways, we can get that over to Walt.
Well, is that legal? Filling out somebody else's application that way?
That's all right, I think.
Oh.
He'll have to sign it, but we can fill it out.
Yeah.
They just want to know the facts about him, and we can put them down easy enough.
Well, let's do it. I'd hate for Papa to lose out on a soft job like that.
Yeah, let's see here now. Name and address, that's easy. That's your place over there.
Yeah, that's his address. That ain't his name, but you know that. Phinius Peabody.
Age, last birthday. How old was your papa's last birthday?
Well, he ain't had his last one yet. Or at least, he's not according to him, he ain't.
Well, I mean, how old is he now?
You see, I ain't quite sure, Lum, and Papa ain't sure neither. Let's see, he ought to be about,
Wait a minute. Let's see what it says here. Applicant must be over 15.
Well, Papa's over 15, I know that. Fact is, he's, at least 80 years old, I know what.
No, he's older than that.
Yeah, I said at least. I never said that was his top age.
Must be over 15 and under 65. Uh-oh. We better shave his age down just a shade there.
Well, now, don't cut it down too far, 'cause Papa's sort of proud of his age, Lum.
Well, I'll just put down here, applicant ain't sure.
Yeah, that's good. What's next now? What else can I help you with?
And I tell you, Abner, you better get on the phone and try to locate your papa while I finish filling this thing out here.
Well, I don't know where to locate him at, Lum.
Call around to different places. Call down to the barbershop. That's where he generally always hangs out anyway.
All right, I'll call down there. I got my doubts he'll be there, though. I think Mose sort of suggested to him that he keep away from over there.
Your papa's a citizen, ain't he? He ain't an alien, is he?
No, he feels good. Fact is, he ain't never felt better in his life. Hello? Mose? This is Abner. Oh, tolerably well. Is Papa down there? Well, you don't have to holler at me. I ain't deep. I just asked you a simple little question. Well, is he there? No, get that Mose. He's the highest-strungest feller I ever seen in my life. Glad I ain't down there getting a shave today, the moods he's in.
Well, what race would you say your papa's in?
Wait a minute, Lum. Let me say goodbye to Mose here. Hello, Mose. Goodbye. What'd you say, Lum?
I say, what race would you say your papa's in?
Oh, he wouldn't be no good in a race at all, Lum. I recollect he used to be pretty good in a three-legged man's race, but that's a long time ago. Is anything else you want to know?
No, you just keep making phone calls there. I'll try to struggle along here without your help.
Well, now, don't be bashful.
I'd say human race.
Ask me anything you want to, Lum. I'm just proud as anything at all to help you.
No, I don't want to trouble you.
It ain't no trouble. Anytime you get these little problems of yours and need some good advice, you just come to me.
That's mighty thoughty of you.
I don't mind it at all. Love to help you. Love to help a true friend.
Will you hush up and get on that phone? If you don't find your papa, he ain't going to get this job. Hurry up. Call up Dick Huddleston and see if he's over there.
All right. I hope he's down there.
Just about got her done here. Remarks. Reckon what I ought to put down under that.
You say remarks?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Papa got off some good remarks at supper the other night. He just had Elizabeth Mott and I splitting her side. He's a card when he gets wound up.
Well, it don't mean that kind of remark.
See, what was that good and he got off. Now, we sitting there. Hello, Dick. This is Abner. Is Pop over there? Has he been there? Oh. Well, did he say where he was going? Yeah, well, I'll try to reach him there then. Yeah, all right. Much obliged, Dick. Goodbye. Doggy's Papa's clean over to old Dad Crockett's place, Lum.
For goodness sakes. They ain't got no phone over there, neither.
No, Lum, he ain't got a phone. Don't believe in him.
Yeah, it just looks like you'll have to go out there and get him.
Yeah, maybe better. Yeah, better.
Only trouble is, I don't know whether they'll hold that job open that long or not.
Well, maybe if I hurry over there, Lum, I can get back up here in time for him.
Yeah, howdy.
Yeah, howdy, Grandpap.
I just heard some gossip about the widow Abner.
Yeah, well, we ain't got time to talk right now, Grandpap. We're trying to get Papa a job.
A job?
Yeah.
For old Phinius?
Yeah.
Oh, what can he do? Can't do nothing, can he?
Well, he don't have to do nothing for this job. Just sit there and look at a clock once in a while.
And he gets paid for doing that, huh?
Yeah, see, it's that job as timekeeper over at the war plant. Lum just heard about it this morning.
I'm afraid your papa ain't going to get the job, though, if we don't get busy here.
Yeah, we gotta hurry.
Tell you what we better do. You head out towards the Crockett place and get your papa back to town quick as you can.
Yeah.
And I'll rush this application over to Walt Bates. No, wait a minute. I'll have to stay here and watch the store.
Well, how about letting Grandpap watch the store here, Lum?
Yeah. I got a better idea. I'll take the application over there. I was heading over in that direction anyway.
Oh, well, good for
with
you.
me.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Grandpap.
Well, you'll have to hurry, though, Grandpap.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll rush over there quicker than a pigeon-toed roadrunner. Give me that bow-legged application.
Yeah, here it is. Now, don't lose it now, Grandpap.
I won't. I'll see you fellas later.
Yeah, all right. Much obliged. Was that our phone ringing there, Lum?
I think so.
Well, answer it there, would you? Yeah.
Hello? Jot 'em down store and library. Lum Edder's talking. Oh, just a minute, Elizabeth. Wait a minute, Abner. It's your woman.
Doggy, she would have to call a time like this. What she want?
I don't know. Here, you talk to her.
Dad blame it anyway.
My voice don't sound natural no way.
Hello, what is it, Elizabeth? He did? Oh, good. I know his Lum Papa's home again now.
Well, good. Tell him to get right down here.
Elizabeth, tell Papa to race right down to the store here.
Sound more like Grandpap every day.
Well, it's about a job we're getting for him. I'll tell you about it later. Yeah, all right, goodbye. Doggy, he's home.
Well, looks like he's got a pretty good chance of getting a job now.
Yeah, that was sure nice of Grandpap to offer to take that application over there for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, that sort of surprised me.
Surprised you?
Yeah, I never figured we'd see the day when Milford Spears would do a favorance for Phinius Peabody.
Oh, yeah, that was a surprise. Them two never did get along. Always fussing at one another. Each one trying to get ahead of the other in some way or another.
Yeah, well, maybe Milford's had a change of heart. And I'm proud to see it, too.
Oh, me too. I just hope he knows who to take that application to over there, though. We never did tell him.
Well, surely he'll know enough to take it to Walt.
Yeah, or two.
Of course, it might be a good idea to call Walt and tell him Grandpap's on his way over there to hold the job for him.
Yeah, let's do that. You talk to him, Lum. I'll get on the phone there and tell him right now. Want to be sure and get that job. I hope Papa will be tickled to death.
Might be a good idea to tell him that your papa will be over there pretty quick.
Yeah, I'll rush him over just as quick as he gets
Hello,
down.
Walt. This is Lum Eddard speaking.
I'm going to take a vacay.
Yeah, say, about that job you was telling me about this morning. Huh?
Elizabeth something to do.
Just now.
Ought to be somebody that needs some plans.
Well, who called up for it? Who? Well, I'll be dead.
Somebody call up on the phone and get the job, Lum?
Yeah, your papa's good friend, Milford Avery Spears. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Aye, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down at Pine Ridge. Well, Lum and Abner nearly had a job for Abner's father yesterday, but Grandpappy Spears heard about the position and beat them to it. However, they're still trying to find something to keep the old man busy. And today, as we look in on the little community, we find them working on another lead. They're in the Jot 'em Down store with the elder Mr. Peabody, and Lum is talking on the phone. Listen.
Well, how soon do you expect Ezra back? All right. Would you ask him to call me when he gets back? All right. Much obliged. Goodbye.
How soon do they expect Ezra back in the office, Lum?
Said he ought to be there in 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, well, that'll give Papa a little more time to memorize that stuff. How you coming, Papa?
What's that, son?
I say, are you learning all them rules about the tar rationing?
Yeah, sure. I got 'em right. I learned by heart now. Let's see now. Jam on your brakes. Pick up speed suddenly.
No, wait a minute, Papa. It's don't jam on your brakes and don't pick up speed suddenly.
Well, that's what I said. Jam on your brakes.
I think you need to work on that a little longer, Mr. Peabody. Read over that pamphlet on tar conservation I brung you.
Yeah, you got to know this stuff good before you can work on a rationing board. I'll read it over again now, Papa.
All right. I know it by heart, though. Why should I?
Well, go ahead, read on it some more. All right, doggies, I hope Papa can get that job over there after we went to all this trouble to train him.
Well, it all depends on how good of a showing he can make.
Yeah.
When I talked to Ezra this morning, he said they need a pretty sharp feller over there. Some good, wide-awake man that wouldn't let folks put nothing over on him.
Well, Papa don't let nobody put nothing over on him. That is, not if he catches on to what they're doing, he don't.
Well, no.
And he's wide awake. Or leastways, part of the time he is.
Yeah, well, I think if we give Ezra a big sail ship talk on him, we can get him in there all right.
Doggies, I hope so. Whose place did you say Papa'd be taking? Tom Forster's?
Yeah. Tom's got to go out of town on some business, and he won't likely be gone 3 or 4 weeks, so naturally they're going to need somebody to help out.
Yeah, well, Papa'll make him a good hand, I know that.
Yeah, if we can just convince Ezra of that.
Yeah.
That's our big problem right there.
Well, all right, Doggy, just get him on the phone. I'll convince him. I'll talk to him.
Well, he ain't back in his office yet.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Besides, I think your papa needs a little more practice there. He's got to sound like he knows every single thing there is to know about tar conservations.
Yeah, well, he's getting it down pretty good, Lum. How you coming, Papa?
Jam on your brakes. Pick up speed.
Papa, now hold on right where you at. I told you it's supposed to be don't jam on your brakes and don't pick up speed.
There's a lot of other rules there you ought to be learning, too.
Well, I know them all. I drive only when necessary. Damage your tires, that's in there.
Damage your tires?
No, that can't be right. Let's see that pamphlet a minute.
Yeah, give it to Lum, Papa. I know that ain't right.
Yeah, well, look here. It's rule number 2 there. See it? That's it.
Well, this says drive carefully to avoid damaging your tires.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but Papa, you got to say these things just right. You can't just come close. Get it exactly right and don't try to shorten it none. Don't forget you're working for the government now.
Well, I know what to do. You don't need to tell me nothing. I'm older than you are, son.
I know you are, Papa.
Trouble with you young'uns, you always think you know a sight more than your parents.
Well, I'm sorry, Papa.
And don't go smarting off to your papa.
I wasn't aiming to be smarting off to you.
Just recollect this. The children's ought to be so not here now.
Yeah, all right, Papa. Of course, I wish you'd try to recollect I ain't exactly a children no more.
Abner, don't get that discussion started again.
No.
Mr. Peabody, I wonder if you just sort of run through these rules again, then I'll see if you know them by heart.
Yeah, sure, I'll run through them again, but
Doggies, when do you stop being a children? That's what I'd like to know.
Abner, hush up. All right, go ahead, Mr. Peabody.
Let me see. Damage your tires. That's one of them.
It's avoid damaging your tires.
Yeah, that's right, too. And the next one is... Let's see now.
Always keep under 35 miles per hour.
That's it exactly. Next is...
keep tires inflated to recommended pressure.
Yeah, that's it.
Switch tires at least every 5,000 miles.
That's what it says, all right. I remember now.
All right, what's the next one now?
Why, it's, next one, let's see. It's another one.
Something about recapping.
Let's see now. Something about recapping this. You better give me a little hint on that one, I guess.
All right, recap your tires as soon as... as soon as what, Mr. Peabody?
I better have a little hint on that one, too, I reckon.
Recap your tires as soon as the tread has worn...
Oh.
That's right.
That's good, Papa.
Sure.
Wait a minute, there's one more here. One more. What is it, Mr. Peabody?
It's something about tire rationing, I believe. That's...
Yeah, but exactly what does it say? All these others about tire rationing, too.
Well, let's see. It's, jam on your brakes.
No. We've done that. Besides, it's don't jam on your brakes.
Well, let's see now. I know it.
Think hard now, Papa. Don't spoil your perfect score here at the last minute.
Well, let's see. It ain't jam on your brakes. I know that.
No.
Damage your tires?
No. It's something about sharing your car.
It's what?
It's share your car with others so that the limited tire supply will go farther.
Now, Ginger, that's right.
I know this good for you,
right,
Papa. Hooray! I feared at first you didn't know some of them rules.
Why, I know them by heart now. Why, sure. I know them. Don't worry.
Looks like brains just run in the Peabody family.
Sure.
We got members like a batch of elephant.
I believe it wouldn't hurt none to run through these just once more, though. There's one or two there that your papa was a little weak on, I'd say.
Yeah, well, Papa, he'll get him in no time at all, quick as he is. Which one did you think that he didn't get quite perfect on?
Well, I don't recollect exactly which one now, but I figure if you go over them all... Wait a minute. Was that our ring?
I don't know. I was interested in listening to Papa rattle off them rules. I never paid no attention.
I'll do them again for you, son.
Yeah, you can do them again, Papa.
That's our ring.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Here, you take the pamphlet and practice your papa some more.
Yeah, sure. Let's see now. We start here. Start right there first, and I reckon you know them so good.
Hello, jot 'em down, store and library. Lum and Abner talking.
Got plenty of time here.
Who?
Let me think a minute.
Oh, howdy, Ezra.
That's it.
Yeah, we was the ones that was trying to get you in touch with you.
Don't get that. That's who he's talking to right now.
Well, yeah, that's what we wanted to talk to you about.
Recollect to be smart now, Papa.
Yeah, that job you mentioned to me this morning, Ezra, you ain't got nobody for it yet, have you? Well, good.
Start telling me about Papa long.
Well, I tell you, Ezra, I believe we got just the feller for you.
Oh, is he talking about me?
Well, before I tell you who he is, I'd sort of like to tell you a little bit about him first.
Yeah, tell him how smart Papa is.
Well, I think he's just the type of feller you need over there, Ezra.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's wide awake as all get out.
He is that, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, he's sharp, too.
Oh, Lord, yeah, sharper than a mashed potato sandwich.
Sharper than a mashed potato sandwich. No, wait a minute, Ezra. For goodness sakes, Abner, watch what you're saying. You want to lose this job for your papa?
Lose a job? Why, of course not. I don't want to lose a job.
Let me do the talking then.
Oh.
Hello, Ezra. Oh, nothing. A customer just come in the store was all.
Customer? I never seen. What can I do for you? Furlong, who was it?
I'll tell you, now, Ezra, this man we got in mind knows just about everything there is to know about tar conservation.
That little Bates boy.
Yeah, knows all of them rules for taking care of your tars and everything.
No, he knows them backwards and forwards. Knows them better backwards than he does forwards, I believe, to be honest.
Abner, will you be quiet?
Was that little Bates boy come in?
I don't know. Be quiet. I can't hear what... How's that, Ezra?
That little...
Oh, yeah, he's a fast worker. He can do 6 men's work in half a day.
For the land?
He's a regular streak of lightning.
Oh, you can't get close to him if you happen to be carrying a lightning rod with you. He'll blow you up.
Yeah. Oh, there's some that refers to him as a humming domino.
Humming dynamo, huh?
What's that, Ezra? Dynamo. Well, he's one of them, too, I think.
Doggy's papa's everything.
Oh, yeah, he's the wide awakest one fellow you could get.
Wished he's my papa. No, that's right, he is.
Recommendations.
Proud to be related to him.
Well, yeah, I believe there's lots of fellers that give him a good recommend.
Oh, yeah.
Just a minute. Here, Abner, you talk to him for a second.
Talk to Ezra?
Ezra says he needs to get some other recommends before he can hire this man, so you talk to him.
Well, what did I say to him, huh?
Oh, just say the same things I said about him being sharp and wide awake and all that.
Oh, is that what you call recommending somebody?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh.
Take the receiver.
Yeah, excuse me. Dad blame it, I got that thing up to my mouth. Hello, Ezra. Yeah, this is Abner Peabody. Yeah, why, this fella we know, Ezra, this here human, domino of ours, he's sharp and wide awake and all that. Oh, he is, yes, he is. Uh-huh. All right, just a minute, Ezra. Here, Lum, he wants to talk to the human dynamo himself now, he says.
Well, good. Looks like he'll get him talked into it. Huh. Now, if your papa can recollect all them rules...
Oh, he can do that.
You get him up to the phone. I'll talk to Ezra again.
Yeah, I'll get him.
Hello, Ezra. The human domino will be here in just a second. Yeah, he'll be flashing up to the phone to...
Hey,
so
Lum.
Get ready for a fast conversation.
Hey, Lum.
He'll rattle off all the rules.
Wait a minute. Stop talking.
Huh?
Look at Papa over there.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Can't you wake him up?
Not Papa. It takes hours to wake him up and get him on his feet.
For pity's sakes. Well, hello, Ezra. I reckon we'll have to postpone the interview. Well, it seems that the humming domino has blowed out a fuse. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Aye, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, the search for a job for Abner's father continues unsuccessfully. And by now, Lum and Abner have just about exhausted all the possibilities they can think of. As we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their jot-em-down store and library discussing the situation. Listen.
Granny's, Abner, I don't know where else to look for a job for your papa.
I don't neither.
Something seems to happen every time we line up something for him, looks like.
Yeah. That Grandpap spared, he snuck over and got that timekeeper's job at the war plant the other day. And Papa couldn't stay awake long enough to get that job at the ration board.
Yeah, by the time he woke up, somebody else had it.
It still seems like, somebody around here ought to be able to use an extra hand, Lum.
Yeah, you'd think so. I don't know who it'd be, though. He can't do no heavy work.
No. Papa might be out buying himself a job today.
Oh, he couldn't do that hardly.
Well, he might be. I talked to Elizabeth on the phone a while ago, and she said Papa taken out of there early this morning ain't been back home since.
Yeah, he's more likely just sitting around the barber shop or something like that.
Yeah, could be.
He couldn't get himself a job because he don't know the right people for that.
The right people?
Yeah, I mean the business executive kind of people.
Oh.
Type of fellows that hires folks.
Yeah.
He just knows them old cronies of his, and they're all retards, you might say.
Yeah, you're right about that.
No, I'm feared finding a job for your papa's going to be as hard as hunting for a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, I admit it ain't. Hunting for what?
For a needle in a haystack.
Who's doing that?
Well, nobody is. I just said that finding a job for your papa
that
is
ain't
hard
much of a job for old man Lum, staring around in a haystack trying to find a little bitty needle.
Well, I never said it was.
Well, what'd you suggest it for then?
I never suggested it. All I meant was that trying to find a needle in a haystack is a hard job, and
Well, of course it is. And I don't know who'd pay a body to find a needle in a haystack anyway. Somebody's lost a needle, why, it'd be a heap cheaper for them to just buy a new one. Them things don't cost much.
Well, I know they don't, but
of
what
course, I admit it'd keep Papa busy for quite a spell. But I'd rather get him something where he can make a few wages off of it, Lum.
Listen, Abner, that's just an expression. I never meant that nobody actually went and lost a needle in a haystack. All I meant was... Of course not.
And you was going to send Papa out there to hunt for it when you knowed all the time there weren't no needle there. Lum, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Well, now, wait a minute,
I know, because that's how low down to this one trick I ever heard of.
For goodness sake.
I'm going to tell Papa not to go, too. Tell him not to listen to you. Facts is, if you just as much as mention the word haystack around him...
Well, I ain't going to mention haystack or needle, neither one.
Oh, don't do it. That's unkind.
All I meant was that it's going to be hard to find your papa a job.
Well, it ain't that hard, though, that you have to trick him into something like that.
I weren't aiming to trick him.
Well, that's a trick, sending a feller out to look for a needle in a big old haystack when he ain't none there.
Granny, ain't you never heard that expression? Lots of folks uses it.
They do?
Why, sure. They always say that when they're talking about something that's hard to find. Impossible, you might say.
Why, sure it is. Feller'd put his eyes out looking for something like that. Them needles are hard enough to find around the house. Of course, I found one pretty easy the other day, though. I sat down in a chair where Elizabeth had been sewing.
Yeah, well, just let the needle...
Besides, I'd rather get a higher class job for Papa Lum.
Well, I don't blame you. But I still say it ain't going to be easy.
No.
Be as hard as looking for a needle in a... never mind, I'm sorry I said that. If he could get in with Ezzy Seastrunk and Walt Bates and all that crowd, he'd have a lot better chance, I can tell you that.
I believe I got it.
Well, good for you. What is it?
What, just take and burn it down.
Burn it down?
Yes, sir.
Burn what down?
The haystack.
Huh?
Then you could sift all the ashes through a screen wire and you'd find that needle easy that
For
way.
pity's sakes, are you still talking about that?
Well, the hay wouldn't be no count no ways long. But he wouldn't want to feed it to his stock with a needle in it. Just ruin their stomach if one of his cows happened to get a mouthful of hay.
Abner, if you say needle one more time, I'm going to whop you right square on top of your head.
What, Lom? I was just trying to...
Wait a minute. There comes Cedric Weehunt.
Cedric.
Now, don't tell him to go around setting fire to no haystacks, because he'll do it.
All right. But if that needle means so much to somebody, I don't see why they don't go out there.
Wonderful world.
Hey, howdy, Cedric.
Hello, Cedric.
Come on back.
Boy, have you saw that car?
Huh?
Boy.
Saw what car, Cedric?
Well, bound you, that thing's longer than a Labor Day speech. Boy.
Whose car are you talking about, Cedric?
Well, I don't know whose it is. Some new feller in town, I think.
Oh, new fella, huh?
Yes, Mom. He's staying over at Sister Simpson's boarding house, I think. Just moved in last night, I heard.
Well, I do know. He's got a big fancy car, huh?
Boy, you ought to see it. Got a chauffeur driving it for him and everything.
A chauffeur?
Yes, Mom.
Doggies, he must be rich.
Well, what's he doing in town? Do you know, Cedric?
No, Mom, he come here on business of some kind, I think. Leastways, Papa heard that from somebody.
What was a chauffeur wearing a uniform, Cedric?
Oh, I don't know. He had a little cap on, though, I know that.
He did, huh?
Sort of like a policeman's cap only.
Doggies.
Sort of.
There's something I've always wanted to be, a chauffeur. Get to wear a uniform and just ride around the car all day long.
I'd love to have a chauffeur.
Huh?
Wouldn't want to be one myself. I sure love to own one of them long black limousines and have a fella to drive me around in it, though.
Oh, no, yeah. Hey, he's staying over at Sister Simpson's, you say, Cedric?
Yes, Mom.
That doggy's long. Let's call up Sister Simpson and find out all about this fella from her.
No, Abner.
Well, she'll know about it.
Don't go letting your curiosity get all roused up. Ain't polite to go prying into another feller's affairs that way.
Well, we wouldn't have to just come right out flat-footed and ask her nothing about him, Lum. Just sort of give her a little hint and then just sit back and let her do the talking. She'll tell you all you want to know.
No, that's just plain out-and-out gossiping.
Yes,
If there's any one thing I can't stand, it's a gossip.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. That's one of the main things I got against women folks. Always have to stand around gossiping about everybody they know. And half the people they don't know.
Yeah, well, I won't call her. I'd still left to know about him, though. Cedric, whereabouts did you see this feller's car? Over in front of the boarding house?
No, Mom, it's down by the barber shop.
The barber shop?
There's a big crowd standing around down there looking at it.
Oh, say it, Lum.
Marking their names on it where the dust settled on.
I believe I'll go out and make the delivers now, Lum.
Now, you've done made 'em already today.
Oh, Dad, blame it. That's right, ain't it?
Besides, I don't want you to go down there and stand around gawking at that car and the chauffeur. The way you act, a body'd think he's brung up in the country.
I weren't going to gawk at it. I glanced at it when I went by, but that's about all. Ain't there nothing country about just glancing at a car, is it?
No, but them glances of yours takes at least an hour and a half.
Oh,
Well, I don't reckon the car's still there no ways, Mr. Abner.
it ain't.
No, Mom, that feller's more than likely done in the barber shop by now.
What, was he getting a haircut from Moose?
Yes, Mom, he was having a shampoo and a massage and that vibrating machine on his head and a shoe shine and everything.
No.
Getting the whole works.
He must be a millionaire. That feller might be worth, any number of thousands of dollars, you know it.
You think he's out of the barber shop by now, Cedric?
Yes, Mom.
And I believe I'll call Mose.
Call him.
What's that ring down there, Abner?
Yes, see, it's,
Never mind, I just recollected it.
Well, what are you going to call Moles for, Lum? You going to ask him some questions about that rich feller?
Yeah, sort of.
Well, wait, though. I thought you said you hated and despised gossiping.
Well, when two men talk together, they ain't gossiping.
Oh.
Just when women folks does it. Hello? Is that you, Mose?
I never knowed that before.
This is Lum Edders.
Huh.
Yeah, I understand you have a new customer down there today.
You might not gossip, but
Yeah.
know all there is to know about this.
What'd you find out about him?
There you go.
Detroit, huh? Yeah. Uh-huh.
What's he saying, Lum?
Granny's. Well, that must have been a mistake. Come out and told you to keep the whole thing, huh? For pity's sake.
What'd he do, Lum?
Oh, yeah, he must be.
Must be what, Lum?
Well, what else did you find out?
Mose
Nothing.
Like to spend all the time doing the talking
Well-
himself.
If you find out anything, Mose, let me know.
Instead of asking the feller a bunch of questions.
Yeah, I will.
He was bragging to me.
All right. Much obliged, Mose. Goodbye.
Who is he? What's he do? Where's he from? What Mo's
wait a minute. Not so fast.
What's he in Pine Ridge for?
Well, Mo's never found that out.
Oh.
All he ever learnt was that the feller's from Detroit, and he's out here on some kind of business, and he's sure enough rich.
Rich, huh?
Oh, yeah. You know what he done? Give Mose a whole $1 for a tip. Told him to keep it, too.
A whole $1?
Yes, sir. That's what Mose said.
Doggy, there's either the richest one human in the world or he's touched in the head once.
There he goes. There he goes. Look out the
it?
window, Mr. Abner. There's the car.
Oh, my goodness alive. Doggies, look at that thing, Lum. Look there, he's slowing down, too.
Goodness. Maybe he's stopping here.
You reckon so?
More than likely coming in to see me about you.
Yeah, no, wait a minute. Stopping across the street there.
Oh.
Must be going into Dick Huddleston's place.
Oh, yeah.
Well, for the land's sakes, look at there, Lum. That fella must be ailing. The chauffeur has to open the door for him, poor fella.
Well, he ain't ailing. Chauffeurs are supposed to do that.
Oh.
Come on, Mr. Abner. Let's get over there before the crowd starts gathering.
Let's get in the front row, said
No, now, don't go rushing over there.
Well, now, Lum, I just want to go...
Look how he's smoking that cigar. There's a big executive if ever I seen one. That's the kind of a feller I'd love to get in with. Get in solid with him.
I believe there's somebody else getting out of the car, too. Yeah, somebody getting out there.
Must be his partner. Found you, he's a big executive, too.
Well, for the land's sakes, look at there, Lum.
What's the matter?
That other ain't no executive.
Huh?
That's Papa. That's who it is.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
Aye, Doggies, Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, yesterday, shortly after Lum and Abner heard that a wealthy-looking man from Detroit had arrived in town, they were startled to see the stranger's luxurious car stop across the street, and out of it stepped Abner's father. As we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their jot-em-down store and library, wondering what connection Mr. Peabody has with the man from Detroit. Listen.
Well, didn't you find out nothing at all from your papa? What he was doing running around with that rich stranger yesterday and all that?
No, see, Papa was in bed asleep by the time I got home from the store last night, and then this morning when I woke up, well, he was up and gone already.
Well, I do know.
But I know he must be working for that feller.
How do you know that?
Well, Elizabeth said that when he got up from a supper table last night, a couple of $10 bills fell right out of his pocket.
$10 bills?
Yes, sir. And I know good and well Papa don't generally carry them things around with him.
Why, of course not. And that's dangerous, packing that much money.
Why, sure. Elizabeth asked him where he got it, but all he'd tell her was that he's a big director now.
Big director?
Yeah.
You mean he's on the board of directors already?
Well, it sounds like it.
Granny, that don't seem possible, hardly.
Well, it must be the truth, Lum. Papa don't go around telling stories.
No, I know that, but your papa just don't seem like the executive type, so.
Why don't he?
Well, I don't know. He just don't, that's all.
Well, Papa's smart.
Yeah, I know he is, but, well, I just don't figure it could be much of a business this feller's running, so.
Well, he must be darn pretty good at whatever it is if he can go around throwing $10 bills around like he's doing.
Of course, they might be counterfeit bills, too. Don't forget that.
Counterfeit?
Why, sure. I don't know whether I trust that fella or not.
Oh.
Coming into town here, putting on all them airs, showing off. Your papa's just the kind of a fella that'd get took in by somebody like that.
Well, I don't know. It sounds to me like Papa ain't doing so bad with him, Lum. Only been with him one day, and we know he's got at least $20. No telling how much more he's got stuffed away in that purse of his.
Yeah, but if that's counterfeit money, he's going to wind up in the penitentiary. You know that, don't you?
Well, you don't know if it's sure enough counterfeit, though, do you?
No, but I know there's something peculiar going on there.
Yes, huh?
That feller ain't up to no good, I can tell you that.
Well, how do you know he ain't, Lum?
'Cause I'm a judge of human nature, that's why.
Oh,
I can spot one of them fellers every time.
you can, huh?
There's just something about the way he talks that tells me he's a crook.
Way he talks.
Yeah, he don't fool me none.
Well, here, wait a minute. You ain't talked to him yet.
Huh?
How can you tell how he talks when you ain't even heard him?
Well, did I say that?
That's what you said you could tell by the way he talked, and you ain't talked to him.
Oh, well, what I meant was the way he walked.
Huh?
I seen him walk clean from his car into Dick Huddleston's store, and that's all I need to know about a fella.
Feller just walk about 15 foot?
Good as I am at judging humans.
Now, doggies, wait a minute, there he comes.
Who, the county fitter?
No, the director.
Who?
Papa, can't you see him coming up on the porch yonder? Doggies, look how he's walking. Just might not strut and look at him.
Just hope your papa don't lose everything he's got running around with that stranger. That's all I hope.
Well, Papa ain't got nothing to lose. Well, except them two $10 bills. And even if the feller cheats him out of them, well, he'll still break even.
Well, I just hate to see an old feller like your papa get took in, that's all.
Well, if you make them kind of wages getting took in, well, I wouldn't mind being took in a little bit myself, I don't believe.
That's more likely just what's going to happen to you, too.
Doggy, Lum, you know I believe you're just jealous.
Jealous?
Yes, sir. You're just mad 'cause that feller appointed Papa on a board of directors instead of you.
I ain't no such a thing. I wouldn't accept no appointments from him if he got out on his hands and feet and begged me. With teardrops in his eyes.
Well, yesterday when we seen him drive up in that big black car, why, you said that he was a kind of a businessman that you wanted to get in with.
Yeah, but that was before I seen him walk.
Huh?
He's nothing but a out-and-out crook. I know that.
Well, I don't know. Here comes Papa, though. Leastways, we'll find out all about the feller.
Yeah, I want to find out everything. Just for your papa's sake, of course. I ain't interested myself, you understand.
No. Yeah, come on in, Papa.
Morning, son. Hey, hello, Rum.
Yeah, howdy, Mr. Peabody.
Hey, doggy, here, Papa. Take this chair here. Sit right down here now and tell us all about it.
What's that, son?
So we want to know all about this job you got as a director.
Yeah, tell us all about it, Mr. Peabody.
Yes, well, sir, boys. I'm a director.
Yeah, we know that.
Sure am. Yes, sir, I'm a director. Can you fellas change the $10 bill?
How many of them things you got anyway, Papa?
Oh, not many. Can you change it for me? That's what I...
Well, I reckon so. Can't we, Lum?
Yeah, I believe so. Wait a minute, though. Let me look at one of them bills.
Now, Lum, you saw $10 bills before.
Oh, well, here. Let the boy look at it. Sure, go ahead. Here, Lum. See, I believe they've been making them a little smaller than they used to, though.
I know that. It's been doing that for years.
Yeah, they changed that quite a few years back, Papa. They changed the bill, the size of them.
Just wanted to see something here.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know. What is it, Lum?
I guess it's all right. I don't recollect whose picture's supposed to be on a $10 bill.
Well,
got them little silk threads in there, though.
It's all right. You know that.
You never can tell, though. Here. You can have it back now.
Well, ain't you going to cash it for her?
Oh, yeah. See what we got in the cash drawer.
Yeah.
Mix it up, will you? Mix it up. A couple of fives and a little silver will do.
Yeah, well, here's Papa. Tell me all about him. What's his name? What business is he in? All that.
Well, what business is who in?
That rich fella with the big car, the one you've been riding around in.
Oh, you mean B.J.,
B.J.?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's what I call him.
That's the cutest name I ever heard, B.J. Is that his maiden or his give name?
Oh, them's his initials, son. J.B. Webster is his full name, but I just call him B.J., though.
His name's J.B. Webster, so you call him B.J. Here's your change, Mr. Peabody.
How's that, Lum?
If I was you, I'd be careful about what I was getting into.
Well,
don't pay no attention to him, Papa. Tell me more about this B.J. fella. What line of work is he in?
Well, I'm sort of a director firm.
I know that, but what does he do, Papa?
There's a thrifty man, son. He don't even throw nothing away. He even saves the ashes off in the cigars.
Saves the ashes off in his cigar.
Yes, sir. I wish you could have thought, son.
Sounds like he's not only crooked, but he's touching the head, too.
Yes, sir. You ought to have saw that man. He just sits there in the back seat of his car, and every once in a while he pushes a little button, and a little silver box flies out of the side of the car, and he knocks his ashes into it and closes it back again.
Well, the land sakes, I reckon what are you saving them ashes for?
I don't know. Looks plumb silly. He sure done it, though.
He ain't saving them ashes, silly. That's just an ashtray he's got in there.
Huh?
I've saw them things in cars before. I've been around.
I bound you never seen a silver one, though.
Yeah, this is
I doubt if that in silver. More likely it's just coronium.
Huh?
Anyway, what I want to know is what line of work this feller's in. Or at least what he claims he's in.
Yeah, tell us that, Papa.
What's his trade, you mean?
Yeah.
What trade he follows? Yeah, well, I'll ask B.J. that the next time I see him. I didn't...
Wait a minute. You mean you don't even know the kind of business he's in? I thought you was a director for him.
Well, I am. And I've done a good job of it, too, if I do say so myself.
Well, it don't sound like it to me.
No, you leastways ought to have found out what kind of a business you got a job in, Papa.
I don't see how you can direct if you don't know what you're doing.
Hey, well, I've done it.
I don't know. This whole thing sounds like some flying-by-night scheme, to ask me. I'm glad I ain't mixed up in it, I can tell you that.
Yeah, don't forget about them high wages that B.J. pays on.
Abner, don't call him B.J.
That's what Papa called him.
Well, your papa oughtn't to call him that neither. Don't hardly know the man even. Everybody going around calling him B.J., B.J. It's downright disgusting.
Well, Law, maybe that's what he wants to be called.
It's plumb disgusting, I tell you.
Oh.
And another thing, anybody that could sit in a board of directors meeting and not even get half an idea of what's going on ought to have his head examined.
Well, now, maybe Papa knows more than he's letting on.
Yeah, I know plenty, sir.
Yeah, well, just give us a little hint, Papa. Tell us some of the things that Mr. Webster said at your board meeting.
Well, board meeting?
Yeah, you must have sat in on one, didn't you?
The onlyest thing I sat in was the back seat of his car. That's how I come to be a director.
Huh?
You see, he asked me if I could direct him out to where different pieces of property around here is located at, so I got in and I directed him.
For goodness sakes, is that the kind of director you are?
Yes, it sure pays good, too. Why, he give me two $10 bills.
Wait a minute, Mom, I believe that was all right.
Yeah, I'll get it. Director. Glad I never got mixed up in it. Hello, Jot 'em Down Store and Library. Lum Edrick's talking. Who?
How long you reckon this job will last, Papa?
Oh, I see.
Oh, not long, Abner.
Why, yeah, sure.
Fact is, it ended yesterday.
Why, sure I can.
Ended
yes,
yesterday?
sir. Right away, sir. You bet, sir. All right. Goodbye, sir. Abner, will you watch the store for a couple hours?
Couple hours? Well, where are you going, Lon?
I got to rush over to the boarding house for a business conference.
Business conference?
Yeah, with old B.J. I'll see you later. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down Store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, yesterday, after Lum declared that he would have nothing to do with a stranger in town, B.J. Webster, he received a phone call from Mr. Webster's secretary asking him to rush over to the boarding house, and Lum lost no time in complying with the request. As we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down Store and Library talking to Grandpappy Spears. Listen.
Doggy's Grandpap, I'm proud you come over this morning, 'cause I got something to tell you.
Before you get started, Abner, there's a couple of questions I want to ask you.
Yeah, well, this can't wait, though, Grandpap. I'm just dying to tell somebody. It's about that new fella in town, you know, that B.J. Webster.
Well, wait a minute. That's who I want to ask some questions about. Do you know him, Abner?
Well, no, I don't, but Lum does. Or at least ways he met up with him yesterday.
Well, what's so funny about that?
Oh, doggy, just wait till I tell you. Yeah, see, yesterday we was sitting around the store, and this feller BJ's chauffeur called up.
His chauffeur?
Yeah, I guess his chauffeur, sort of a stenographer, too, for I know that Mr. Webster dictates letters to him, and then he writes them down.
Right while he's chauffeuring the car? That's dangerous. He ought to keep his eye on the road.
Oh, no, he don't do it while he's driving. He does it while they're sitting over at the boarding house.
Oh, well, what did he call up here for yesterday?
Well, he said that Mr. Webster wanted to see Lum, and he wanted him to come over just as quick as he could. Well, you ought to have seen that Lum. Got all puffed up and excited, taken out of here like a scared rabbit.
What did he want to see Lum for?
Well, Lum thought it was going to be some big business conference, you know.
Well, weren't it?
No, he just wanted Lum to give him a shave.
Give Mr. Webster a shave? Wanted Lum to do that?
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
For pity's sake. Well, Lum ain't no barber.
I know it.
He tried it for a while, but he never made no go of it.
No.
Oh, he never could shave nobody. I'd be scared to death let him shave me.
Oh, me too.
Or get up and have to take a glass of water, see if his mouth leaked.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't chance it at all. But see, how come them to call him up? They seen that old barber chair Lum sitting in the store here, and they just allowed that Lum was in the barbering business, you know.
For their Lummy sakes.
I wished I could have seen that Lum's face when he got over there and saw what Mr. Webster actually wanted with him.
Oh, I would too. Well, wait a minute, though. How come they never call Moe's Mooch?
Well, they did call down there, and Mose wouldn't do it. Mose said if anybody wants him to shave them, they got to come down there to his barber shop. He ain't going traipsing all over the country with a razor and a batch of hot towels in his hand.
Well, I don't blame him none. I wouldn't either.
No.
It'd be hard to keep the towels warm.
Yeah. Poor old I bound you, he was humiliated. This one thing you ever seen in your life. I reckon I ought to be laughing about it, but I just can't help it. I can just see his face.
Yeah, body oughtn't to guffaw about a thing like that, I reckon.
Oh, he was so proud of himself.
It is sort of comical, so.
Yeah. No one Lum like I do.
Oh, Lum must have been fit to be tied.
Sure.
What did he say about it, anyway?
Well, I don't know. I ain't seen him since it happened. See, he never come back yesterday, and he ain't showed up yet this morning. He's late.
Came to show his face, I reckon.
Yeah, more likely.
How did you find out about this?
Well, I heard it from Mose Mooch. See, when Mose told him that he wouldn't do it, well, they asked him if Lum was in the barbering business because they seen that chair in here, and old Mose said yes.
Well, Mose knows better than that, though.
Well, yeah, I think he's always wanted to get even with Lum for trying to run him competitions that time. He was going to open up a barber shop.
Yeah, he was mad about that, I recollect. And on top of that, he always loves to prank folks, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's a josh if ever I seen one, old Mose.
Yeah, always roasting somebody.
He's a wit.
Poor old Lum. Now, he thought sure he was going over there and get in on a big business conference of some kind.
Well, say, that's what I want to ask you about. Exactly what kind of business is that Mr. Webster in, anyway?
No, me, I don't know, Grandpap.
Is he a real estate man?
Well, nobody seems to know just what he is.
Well, sir, he drove out by my place the other day. Looked like he sort of looking the land over, near as I could tell.
Looking it over?
Yeah, I believe I seen Phinius with him, your papa.
Yeah, well, Papa directed him around here for a day or so. Got paid good for it, too.
Well, what was he directing him out to my place for?
Well, Papa never did find out what he's going to any of these places for. He just had him drive him around over the country here and look at different farms.
Uh-huh. Well, it sure was curious to come out there again yesterday. Asked Charity if we had a spring on our place, and then he wanted to drink some of the water. Finally, he asked if he would take a little bottle of it away with him.
Take some water with him?
Yes, sir. He done it. Carried it right off.
He sure must have been thirsty, I'll say that for him.
Well, if he's thirsty, that little old bottle full ain't going to do him much good.
No, I wouldn't think so. Well, didn't he tell Aunt Charity what he's aiming to do? Well, I don't get... Wait a minute. There comes Lum.
Lum?
Yeah, see him yonder? Grandpap, maybe you better not mention nothing to him about that shaving deal, because I don't believe he'll be very happy if he knows anybody knows about it.
Well, I won't say nothing, no, of course
And
not.
for goodness sakes, don't let him know that I ever told you anything about it, Lord.
No, I won't josh him, no. I won't tell him a pigeon-toed thing.
Yeah, just act like we're talking about something else. Yeah, it's nice weather we've been having.
Well, good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, well, morning, Lum.
Yeah, howdy, Lum. How are you today?
Oh, just tolerably, Grandpap.
Where you been this morning, Lum? You're sort of late getting down here.
Oh, different places. Business matters to tend to and all such as that.
Whereabouts did you go yesterday? I ain't seen you since you left out of here to go to that big conference with Mr. Webster. BJ.
Oh, well, that conference taken longer than I figured it would.
Oh.
You know how them things are.
What was the conference about, Lum?
Oh, different stuff. Business.
What business?
Oh, well, you wouldn't understand it no ways, Abner.
Well, I might. Try me out and see.
No, this stuff is so deep I can't hardly even understand it myself, hardly.
Well, just give me a little hint, Lum.
Abner, I'd rather not discuss it. Fact is, I sort of promised BJ, or that is, I promised myself I wouldn't tell this to nobody.
Secret stuff, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You going back for another conference with him today, Lum?
Well, no, I don't believe so, Grandpap. Tell you the truth, I ain't sure that I see eye to eye with BJ on, well, different subjects.
Like what, for instance?
Oh, different stuff. I know one thing. I know I ain't going in partnerships with him.
You ain't, huh?
No.
Did he ask you to go in with him?
Well, he never come right out flat-footed and asked me. He never said it in so many words.
Well, what makes you think he wants you for a partner, then?
Oh, you can always tell them things.
Well, exactly what did he say, Lum?
Oh, I forget now.
Well, think hard.
Abner, I told you I'd rather not discuss this no more.
Well, Lum, we're your friends. We won't tell it all over town. Will we, Grandpap?
No, of course we won't. Won't tell us all.
Well, what did Mr. Webster say to you, Lum?
Abner, I said I ain't discussing that, so just hush up about it.
Oh, prattle.
We ain't got time to sit around and talk no ways, because we got work to do.
Now, there ain't nothing special. It's got to be did right now, Lum.
Oh, yes, there is. We're going to move that barber chair of mine back in the feed room.
Move the barber chair? What do you want to do that for?
Well, 'cause I don't want people thinking this is... I've decided it don't look good having a barber chair sitting in a grocery store.
The other day you said you wanted it right where it was at. Said you enjoyed sitting in it 'cause it was so comfort.
Well, I've changed my mind. Fact is, I don't care if I never see that thing again.
Well, are you mad at that barber chair for some reason, Lum?
Mad at it?
Yeah.
Why would I be mad at a barber chair?
Oh,
silly.
I don't know. I just sort of wondered.
Say, wait a minute. What are you grinning about anyways, Abner?
I ain't grinning.
You look mighty like a jack-o'-lantern.
Well, I weren't grinning at nothing. I just looked at it.
Stretch across your face, ears tucked in.
I'm just a happy type, I reckon. Love life, love everything, the birds and the trees and the...
By the way, Lum, speaking of barber chairs, are you doing any barber work these days?
No, sir, you bet your life I ain't. I give that up a long time ago. Wait a minute. What'd you ask me that for, Grandpap?
Oh, no reason at all, just sort of wondered.
Lum, I wish you'd tell us what happened at that big business conference that you and Mr. Webster had yesterday. Did he want you to do some special thing for him?
Well, yeah, he wanted me to handle a certain big deal for him, but I turned him down cold.
Turned him down, huh?
Yes, sir. I studied his proposition, pros and cons, looked at it insiders and on top and every other which way, and I just decided I never wanted to handle it, was all.
Oh.
Told him he'd better look around for somebody else.
What's the matter? Wasn't it a big enough deal for you?
Oh, it was a pretty big deal, all right. That's why he called in a big man like me.
Oh, I
wanted
see.
to get the best man he could, natural.
Oh, natural, yes.
He needed a big executive types like me. Feller with all kinds of business talents like I got.
Why,
Lots
sure.
of brains and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Man with farsightedness and visions and a deep thinker. Leader of men.
Oh, yeah.
Executive that can step in. Wait a minute. What's all this grinning and snickering here?
We ain't snickering, huh? Now, go on now. What did you say?
Just a second. Exactly what do you fellers know?
Huh?
How much do you know? Come on now, tell me.
How much do we know about what, Lum?
Well, about that business conference, for instance.
Oh, well, you ain't told us hardly nothing about it, Lum. You can't expect us to know very much.
I never even knowed you went to a conference till just a little bit ago myself.
See there, Lum, see there.
Well, Abner, look me straight in the eye.
Well, I believe I better get back to work.
Abner, look at me. Hold still there.
Huh?
Just what I thought. Granny, just for that, you can start heating some water.
Heating some water?
Yes, sir. I'm going to get in that barber chair, and you're going to shave me right in front of everybody in this town.
I ain't no barber.
Well, you are now. And Grandpap, you're going to give me a manicure. Grannies, I'll learn you fellers how to do it. Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, there's a good deal of conjecture over the purpose of the visit of Mr. B.J. Webster in Pine Ridge. He's been in town nearly a week now, and so far he has done nothing except show a slight interest in a few pieces of property and in the spring on Grandpappy Spear's land. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in their jot-em-down store and library discussing the matter. Listen.
Grandpap actually seen Mr. Webster do that, huh? Take a bottle away from the spring.
Well, no, he never seen him himself. Aunt Charity's the one that seen him do it, and then she told Grandpap. She said he was an awful polite talking feller.
Well, didn't Mr. Webster tell her what he wanted with the water?
Well, leastways, she never mentioned nothing about that to Grandpap.
That's curious. Why didn't you tell me about this yesterday?
Well, you never asked me. I never figured there's nothing important, so.
It might be important, so. That Webster feller is up to something, just sure as the world.
Well, more likely he just liked the taste of that spring water and want to take home a sample of it with him.
Well, that don't sound logical to me.
Well, that's pretty good tasting water Grandpap's got in that spring over at his place, Lum. Tastes a heap better than well water, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but I don't believe a man like B.J. Webster would come way out here from Detroit just to taste some drinking water. Nobody could be that thirsty.
Well, I don't reckon he come here just special for that long.
Yeah, but don't forget this. That first day he was in town, he paid your papa $20 to show him where Grandpap's place was at.
Yeah, that's right.
There just ain't no two ways about it. That feller's got an interior motive. He's up to something, and we got to figure out what it is before it's too late.
Well, what do you reckon it is, Lum?
I don't know. Ain't got the least idea.
Don't reckon he's poisoned the drinking water over there, do you?
Oh, no, I don't think that.
Well, what could it be?
Well, that's what we got to study out. Got to look at it from every angle.
The spring?
No, analyze the facts at hand. Put 2 and 2 together and see what we get.
Let's see, 2 and 2, that's 4, Lum.
I know that.
I'll check it with a pencil and paper here just to make sure.
Abner, hash up and let me think.
2 times 2. I'm getting it here for you. Just a second now. Times 2. Yeah, that's the way it comes out. 4. Look here, Lum, right there.
And will you be quiet? I never will get this all figured out. All that jabbering going on.
I got it for you. I got it figured. The answer is 4. There it is right there. If you had 2 apples and you added 2.
I know all that stuff about the apples. I know what 2 and 2 add up to. What I'm worried about is Mr. Webster.
Mr. Webster? Don't he know what it adds up to?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, let him figure it out for himself. I ain't going to work his problems for him. Them things is too hard. Facts, I ain't even met the man yet.
Abner, will you please be quiet for just a few minutes?
Into that high arithmetic, sir. I don't like that.
Let's see here now. What would a man be up to that goes around the country sampling springs and drinking fountains and all such as that?
I can tell you what street.
Only feller I ever knowed that done that was a feller named Ponce de Leon.
Well, who?
Ponce de Leon.
Leon? I don't believe I know that family. Where they come from, Cherry Hill?
No, that was an old-timey feller.
He
used to live clean over in Spain, I think.
Spain? Well, how come you knowed him, man?
I never knowed him, personal. He was long before my time. He was in the exploring business.
Ponce was?
Don't call him by his give name. You don't know him that good.
No, I don't know him at all.
Mr. Leon.
Oh.
He was exploring around over the country, sort of in partnerships with Christopher Columbus, I think. As I recollect the story.
I never heard that from Leon and Columbus. Is this just a story you're telling me?
Well, no, it's all true. It's in the history books.
No, them.
That's where I read about it. See, he was the one that come over here to America and discovered Florida.
Discovered Florida, the state, you mean?
Yeah, he was quite a great, famous man.
Well, I don't see nothing so great about discovering Florida. All you got to do is just look on a map, and there it's at. I could have showed him where it was at myself. It's right down the lower right-hand corner, I believe it is. This little piece of land sticking out there in the ocean. You can't miss it, Lum.
Well, wait a minute, though. When Ponce Leon come over here, there weren't no Florida.
There weren't?
Of course not.
Well, how did this here Mr. Leon know that's where he got to, then, if it weren't there?
Well, that is, how did he?
Yeah. If you want my honest opinions, I believe he is lost.
Oh, he weren't lost. I don't think.
Well, what direction was he last saw heading in, Lum? If we just lived closer to Florida, we could go out there and help him hunt for him.
Abner, Ponce Leon is dead.
Dead? Well, he oughtn't to be hard to find at all, then. Poor feller must have starved to death. He ought to took a road map along with him. I could have told him that.
This happened a long time ago, before ever they had road maps.
Well, now, more likely, that's his trouble right there. He ought to have waited till they brung him out.
Wait a minute. I recollect how it was now. Yeah.
Huh?
All comes back to me now. After Ponce Leon discovered Florida, why, he named it himself.
Named it himself?
Well, I mean...
What did he name it?
He named it Florida, natural.
Well, that's silly. Naming Florida. It's a shame after making that long trip clean over here from Spain, he couldn't at least thought up a new name for her.
Well, you don't understand, Abner. That was a new name. Before he got there, Florida never had no name at all.
It never?
No.
Well, how'd the folks down there get their mail then?
Why,
Did they have to cross the state line and get it over in Georgia?
No. Georgia weren't there neither then.
Oh. Where'd they go, Alabama?
No, there weren't no Alabama then.
For the land's sakes. Where was everybody that year?
Abner, I wished you'd stop asking questions.
Huh?
Got me to where I ain't sure about nothing about Ponce Leon myself.
Well, what'd you bring his name up for then, Lum?
Well, let's see, what did I mention him for? Oh, yeah, I recollect now. We was talking about Mr. Webster going around sampling drinking fountains, and this Ponce Leon done the same thing.
He did? Was he here in Pine Ridge?
No, but he went around hunting for the fountain of youth.
Fountain of youth?
Yeah, you've heard about that, surely.
No, I don't believe I have. Was that some little bitty short fountain just for young'uns?
No, it was for adults. But the idea was that if an adult could drink some of the water, why, he'd get changed back into a young'un again.
Shame they never made him taller, have to bend way over to drink out of young'un's fountain that way. But that's plumb ridiculous anyway, Lum. That couldn't happen, and you know it.
Well, I know it couldn't, but Ponce Leon thought it could. He spent the best years of his life hunting for it.
He must not have been very good if he don't even know where he's at half the time. Of course, there might be something to that idea, getting young again. I don't know.
No, couldn't be.
Well, I'll admit it don't look like it actually could happen, but on the other hand, I don't believe that Mr. Leon come clean over here to hunt for it if he hadn't heard of something pretty definite about it, Lum.
Well, maybe so, but the facts of the case is this. He never found the fountain of youth, and he's dead now, so that winds that up.
Yeah, I reckon that winds it. Doggy, that would have been funny, though, if he could have found it, wouldn't it?
He never, though.
Just go over and drink a couple of dippers full, knock off about 30 years, start playing baseball, spinning tops, shooting marbles.
Yeah, would be nice, wouldn't it?
Drink another dipper full, and we could join the Army.
Or the Marines. I believe that's what I'd get into.
Yeah, drink another dipper full. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute, Abner.
What's the matter?
Doggy, I gotta watch myself. I'm just about to get younger than little Pearl, my own daughter, and I know that ain't right.
Well, wait now. This ain't
pour
so,
that dipper back.
We're just imagining it.
Huh?
I say, we're just imagining it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we better stop it right now before we start crawling around on our hands and knees like a couple of half-grown youngins to get the infantile paralysis.
That was sort of fun, though. Reckon whereabouts that fountain was supposed to be at, Lum?
Abner, just forget that. I'm sorry I ever brung it up in the first place.
Oh.
What we gotta do is try to figure out what that Webster feller's fixing to do. It might be something serious, you know.
Yeah, might be.
I think what I'll do is have a talk with Dick Huddleston and see if he's found out anything about it. Dick generally knows what's going on around town.
Oh, I just wonder if that Mr. Webster's looking for it.
Looking for what?
That founding of you.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, you said Mr. Leon never found it, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
Well, it's still lost. That might be it right there. I found you, Mr. Webster, read the same history books that you read, and he just decided to hunt around for the founding himself.
Oh, no, he'd know better than that.
Dogus, now, wouldn't that be something, having a founding of youth right here in Pine Ridge all this time and never even knowed it? Right over there on Grandpappy Spiritus place.
Well, I can put an end to that idea right now. Just take a look at Grandpap.
Where?
He's drunk plenty of water out of that spring, and it ain't made a kid of a boy out of him, I wouldn't say, offhand, hardly.
No, that's right. Of course, maybe it don't work on everybody. Or maybe Grandpap's too old for it to have any effect on him, Mom.
That's silly, Abner. Now get that idea right out of your head.
Or maybe it takes a long time for it to work. Maybe it'll work on Grandpap all of a sudden someday. Be running around here in rompers, playing marbles and stuff.
Abner, I told you to forget that.
All right.
I think I'll go over to Dick's place right now.
Huh?
You don't want to wait too long before we do anything about Mr. Webster. You watch the store, Abner.
Yeah, wait a minute. I believe that's all ring. Might be fuel on.
Yeah, all
I'll
right.
get it. Hello, John. I'm down store and library. Abner Peabody doing the talking. Mom? Oh, it's just Aunt Charity on.
Oh, well, I'll see you later.
You want what? Oh, my goodness, it's happened, Mom. It's happened. Poor old Grandpap.
What's happened? Abner, you're turning pale.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness, he's fainted. Hello, Aunt Charity. What's the trouble over there? Just want what? Baby oil? Who for? Oh, taking care of Luke's new young'un, huh? Oh, I see. Now, Abner must have thought you was going to use it on Grandpap. Well, we'll send it right over, Aunt Charity. All right. Goodbye. Abner, get up off the floor there.